up, wake up. It's time for the video, guys. Let me just put you over here. Welcome back, dancing ladies and dancing dudes. Today we're going to be talking about Abraham Lincoln. Let me throw my hat over there. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to talk about the things that I do know, and that is quite a lot of things that I know. Let me quickly get a drink. This is going to be more serious than the other videos, but we're going to be talking about Abraham Lincoln, as I have mentioned multiple times. Anyways, let's get started. Abraham Lincoln, when he was younger, his mother died, of course, and then his father went to find another wife. He did, and then he married her, and she became a stepmother. Not the evil stepmother that you would think of. Actually, she was one of the better stepmothers that you could have in a story. She let Abraham Lincoln read books, which made him love to read, and eventually made him the man that he would become. Of course, he grew up, went to be a lawyer, and went into the local Senate, which was in Illinois. He became a Illinois senator. He did that for a few years, and then eventually he talked about the president at that time in the Mexican-American War and how he didn't like that. And so he kind of got kicked away, and he was in a very lump state. He was depressed, he was sad, which you would hear in a bunch of stories that many of his friends said that he was either sad, melancholy, or depressed. So they would take away his knives, of course, to make sure, he didn't do the thing. I would like not to mention it, so I don't get demonetized. But anyways, he eventually ran for president in 1860 and won and got elected in 1861, which is very nice. If the Civil War didn't freaking start, and then add on to that, a few years later, his son died of typhoid? I can't remember, but if that is wrong, then I'm trying to remember things. But this is not in depth. I'm trying to make this video so I can have another one on my channel, and so I can have an Abraham Lincoln video. But he eventually made the Gettysburg Address, which was, of course, a few more years later, where he said, "Our fathers brung forth on this continent for liberty," and other things. I can't remember the speech exactly right here and right now, but I'm trying my best. And then he passed the 13th Amendment was passed under his presidency, which was very great for every slave during that time, where they can actually become free instead of, staying in bondage and being held. But Abraham Lincoln would go to the theater, as many many of us know. And then he, of course, got assassinated, died, and then moved by train to his final resting place. And then people tried to steal his body, but then they eventually took him out of his burial place and then put him under concrete. But the story may be true or not true. They open up the casket, and you can tell that it was Abraham Lincoln. He still had the freckles and the hair. Maybe because they embalmed him so many times when he was going place to place, which was very great. The ironic part of the story that I think is that he had to hide by train going to Washington D.C., but then he's leaving Washington D.C. and many people are watching him go. Now, he did hide when he was elected. He did hide and then hidden by disguise by train, which was very nice. And by the first woman detective, which was also very nice. Trying to think of things to say, but that's all I think I have to say for today. If this video wasn't good, then I'm sorry, because I'm trying to give you information that I know on the top of my head. I don't have a script because I'm just filming this. But anyways, in the case, I'm going to say one of my favorite lines from one of my favorite movies, The Truman Show. In case I don't see you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.